This week on Yo Quiero Dinero.
When you decide to do something different, that is when things get very interesting. Ambition is not selfish. It is the most powerful and generous thing that you can do. Because if you're the first, you're also the blueprint. Hola, mi gente. Welcome back to Yo Quiero Dinero, the podcast where we talk about building wealth, creating freedom, and unapologetically designing a life on your own terms. Today, I am doing a solo episode and we are getting super real. This was actually inspired by a recent keynote address that I gave in California. And I wanted to bring it to the podcast because it talks about something that we don't touch on enough, which is the cost of being the good girl. You know the person I'm talking about, right? The one who follows the rules, who makes everybody proud, the one who does what she's supposed to do. But secretly, she knows she wants more. She is me. I am her. Um, and so I want to talk to you if this is a tension that you've been feeling, if this is an area of your life where you feel like you're ready to dismantle, let's get into it. Let me start off by asking you a question to reflect on. Have you ever felt like your ambition was a little too much for the people around you? Like you had to tone it down or make it more digestible? Maybe you've heard things like, why are you working so hard? Or don't you want something stable? Or be grateful for what you already have. That one will have you questioning your entire life because now you're like, wait, am I ungrateful for wanting more? And if you've ever felt that tension between what you want and what you have been taught to want, this episode is for you. So let me start at the beginning. I grew up in a Latino household where stability was everything. The goal was not freedom, it was not entrepreneurship. The goal was safety. The good job, a steady paycheck, a career that people could brag about at family parties. You already know. Ay, mi hija es doctora. Oh, she works for the government. Or she's an engineer. And I did literally exactly that. I became an engineer just like my dad, 6 figures, benefits, 401k, the whole checklist. Okay. From the outside, I had made it. I was the American dream. But inside, I was like, is this really it? Because nobody ever asked me what I actually wanted. They just showed me what was acceptable. And then life said, girl, we're going to shape things up a little bit. And I ended up getting laid off at 27. I walked into work at 8:30 in the morning and there was actually a snowstorm that was predicted for later that day. So 30 minutes later, I'm in my car with a box of my stuff, a severance package, and a 2.5 hour drive home because the said blizzard showed up and I had to drive home in the fucking snow. Okay. So just like that, the safe plan was gone. And the wildest part was that I did not feel grief. I felt relief. Because for the first time, I realized the thing I had been clinging to for security, AKA that job and that career and those titles, it was never actually secure. Jobs are not guaranteed. Stability is not guaranteed. So now I'm sitting here thinking, if nothing is actually guaranteed, why am I playing small? What do I have to lose? Why am I building somebody else's dream? Those series of questions change the game. But let me tell you something. When you decide to do something different, that is when things get very interesting because now you have to explain yourself to people. I'm starting a blog. I'm starting an online business. And people's reactions are like, oh, so you're unemployed? You poor thing. I'm so sorry. You'll get back on your feet. Because entrepreneurship does not fit our cultural script. And, you know, I think it's important to remind yourself the people that are questioning you, your friends, your family, the people that have known you for a long time, they're not the villains, okay? They are just scared. because their definition of success was built around survival, security, and certainty. So when you step outside of that, it feels very dangerous to them. But that does not mean that it's wrong for you. Now, let's talk about something that really screws us over, especially as women. We are conditioned to stay small. Be humble, don't brag. Don't be too loud. Don't outshine people. Meanwhile, entrepreneurship is like, girl, if you don't talk about what you do, nobody's going to know you exist. You have to sell. You have to promote. You have to own your value. And I remember the first time I made real money in my business, I wanted to celebrate, but I hesitated because I didn't want to make people uncomfortable. And that's when it hit me. I had been trained to dim my light to keep other people comfortable. That is a losing strategy because your visibility is not arrogance, it is leadership. Let's also talk about this lie that women get fed over and over and over again. The wanting more is selfish, that building wealth means you don't care about people. Let me tell you something. That's total and utter bullshit. Because when women make money, everything changes. You help your family, you create opportunities, you invest in your community, you break cycles. Ambition is not selfish. It is the most powerful and generous thing that you can do. Now, I have to believe that my ancestors are always with me. And there was a moment that changed like this whole narrative I had around being the good girl. Okay. I took a solo trip to Puerto Rico in 2021. And this was right before like this series of events began that ended up leading to my divorce. So I thought that I was going on this solo trip as a vacation, but really I was about to meet myself. Okay. Because up until that point, my life was very loud, not externally, but internally. So many voices in my head that were not even mine. What should I do? What made sense? What looked good? Right. And when you grow up like that, you get very, very good at listening to everybody else and being completely disconnected from yourself. So I'm walking along the beach one morning and everything gets quiet. And in that quiet, I realized something very uncomfortable. I actually don't know what I want because I've been making decisions based on other people's approval my entire life. So I asked myself a new question. Not what should I do, but what would my life look like if I actually trusted myself? That question will rearrange your entire life because once you hear your own voice, you can't ignore it anymore. And that trip was the beginning of me choosing alignment over approval. After that trip, I created an estate plan because I decided I was going full in on my business, quitting my job, the whole thing. And yeah, I ended up filing for divorce. And you guys can get all the tea on my Instagram because I shared a 3-part series where I'm literally telling you everything that happened for the first time publicly. So make sure that you go and follow on Quiero, Dinero podcast on Instagram to get the full tea. No, a funny thing happens when you start trusting yourself. You stop chasing the version of success that was defined for you. And you probably going to piss some people off, okay? Maybe for you success is freedom, it may be flexibility, it may be building wealth, it may be being present for your family. There is no one size fits all definition of success. And that is the point. A lot of you listening right now, you're the first. The first to build a business, the first to think differently about money, the first to question the rules. And I know that that can be very lonely, but why don't we try to reframe that a little bit? Because if you're the first, you're also the blueprint. People are watching you, your nieces, your cousins. and imagine that you become what is possible for them. So if you're in that space right now where you're feeling the tension between who you are and what you are expected to be, I want you to hear this. You're not doing it wrong. You're just doing something new. And new always feels uncomfortable. So if you're building a business, if you're the first investor, you're buying real estate, you're doing all the things, you're not just doing those things. You're actually rewriting the script for yourself, for your family, for the next generation. And that is quite powerful. Okay? So, if this episode hit you, do me a favor, share it with another woman who needs to hear this because we don't normalize these conversations enough. And if you're ready to stop playing small and start building income on your own terms, you already know that I got you. Check out the show notes, and I'll see you in the next episode. Stay poderosa.